Yesterday, we saw Bitcoin dip below $110,000, and this was right after Ethereum broke all-time high and hit almost $5,000. And yes, it's exciting for me. I'm never going to stop gloating about Ethereum pumping because, again, I'm a bag holder and I do plan to sell quite a bit of my Ethereum. But then we saw some really interesting price action happen with Bitcoin, and allegedly there was a whale that dumped quite a bit of it. So we're going to go ahead and cover that and talk about it. In addition to that, we've got some HBAR news, some really, really cool XRP news for those of you that like credit cards and like those types of rewards, Chainlink news, all kinds of stuff. So stick around. We're going to get into it. We're also going to talk about what's happening with the crypto markets because why not? Also, big shout out to all of the channel members, to Mr. Dale, to Mr. D, Alpha Junkies, John Legend, Gorgeous Alexandra, and of course, Lawrence. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for the super chat. And Lawrence, last time you gave us a super chat, I took Lo to the mall and we did a pretzel. I got some chicken teriyaki and she got a corn dog because that's what she likes. Because it was a fun girls' day. So thank you so much. Also, today's her first day of school. So we're a little bit tired, a little bit tired. Hey, Sparkwater, how are you? But so it was her first day of school. She was a bit nervous, but she did great. So very excited that she's back at school just because she needs to be busy. She's a very busy person. And, you know, when she's home with me, I absolutely love it. We find things to do, but she does need to be at school and she's a social butterfly. So I'm happy she's back in school. But let's go ahead and cover the crypto news because there's lots of stuff going on, a lot of things, and a little bit of drama we're going to chat about as well as. So this comes from my buddy Archie. Allegedly, a Bitcoin whale sold 24,000 Bitcoin worth over 2.7 billion, allegedly causing a $4,000 crash in minutes. They still hold 152,000 plus, worth more than 17 billion. So why did this person sell? I have no idea. Then this is the cool thing about blockchain analytics because you can kind of follow what people are doing with their money if you want to. You could pocket watch in real time. But this is the thing. We don't know why this person or this wallet sold. We don't know if it's a group of people. We don't really know, but we can track it. One thing I do know is that people do need to take profit. And we've got an Ethereum story that's coming soon, talking about inflows and outflows and profit taking and what that means. So maybe this person had Bitcoin since the very beginning. They're like, you know what? We just want to go ahead and, realize some gains. I have no idea what the story is, but these types of things can happen and they will continue to happen in crypto. They happen in traditional finance, but the difference between crypto and traditional finance is you can't track everything live. So pretty interesting thing. And yeah, it did cause a bit of a market dip yesterday. And we were looking pretty bullish as well. But again, these are the types of things that could potentially happen. And this is why we like crypto, because of volatility. And that's why yesterday on the stream, I said Bitcoin consolidating in this range going sideways is great. But when we get flash dumps, it's not good. And yes, Bitcoin did hit $110,000. It does look like on the daily, we might see some more downward pressure. We do need to hold $111,000. That's our crucial area of support. Thank you so much, you guys, for the nice things. But at the same time, we know that we're going to be getting crypto spot ETFs most likely in Q4 of 2025, which we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And again, I've been really pushing for you guys to research the projects that will become crypto spot ETFs eventually, the stuff that are made in America, because I think that those are going to be the best, the easiest way to, do well. That's just my personal opinion, but you guys do what you want to do. But if anything, Bitcoin dropped. The market kind of dropped with it a little bit. Nothing real bad. We do have a green dot on market CIPHER on the 4-hour chart, which is great. Pretty good stuff over here. So it does indicate that we're gonna try to pop back up and potentially hit about 114,000. But again, I would still be a little bit cautious. Now, when we take a look at Ethereum hit a high of 4,962 according to Bitfinex. And we had a bit of a rejection here. It does look like we're still heading down a little bit. We do have support about $4,500 here. We're currently at about $4,600, which is fine. Solana unfortunately had a drop as well. We're trading at 196. XRP felt it too. And kind of with XRP, we are in a downtrend. But again, we've got some good fundamental news, which is great. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Chainlink dropping as well, currently at about $24.40. HBAR is really just kind of consolidating within our little range here between about 25 cents and 22 cents. So that's not really that, to me, Not that big of a deal. One thing I do want to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance dropped all the way to about 57.69%, and now we're back up. The key is for us to stay below 60 cents and for Bitcoin to go, or excuse me, 60% and Bitcoin to go sideways. That would be ideal here. Now, let's go ahead and finish covering the news, okay? So we talked about the 24,000 Bitcoin that was dropped, and that also caused one of the largest long liquidations events since December of 2024, which is absolutely wild. And make sure you guys smash a like, subscribe, and set alerts because it helps support me. It helps support the channel. It also helps put out non-biased information to people, which helps everybody at the end of the day. So that was a pretty gnarly event. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not trading a whole lot. One of the reasons why I'm not trading a whole lot is because I have a pretty good portfolio that I like with like Ethereum and Solana and Chainlink and the big Bitcoin. So I've got my trading and investing plan. So I'm not really doing a whole lot of trading as of right now. Sometimes I do. It kind of depends. A little bit here and there, but nothing too crazy. And I also don't want to get liquidated. When we're talking about liquidations, this is the liquidation heat map from CoinGlass. Right now, if you take a look at the 24-hour rect chart over here, the numbers, it looks like longs were liquidated at about $705 million, shorts $161 million. Ethereum saw the most long liquidations in the last hour. And when we take a look at the 24 hours, Ethereum saw quite a bit, but Ethereum price is still kind of holding on steady. So that's cool. Love it. Now, despite the market volatility, Michael Saylor bought the dip, which we absolutely love for him and for all the other treasury companies. So, but apparently they bought 3,081 Bitcoin for about 360 million at an average price about 115,000 per Bitcoin. They hold 632,000 plus Bitcoin, acquired for 46.5 billion at about 73,000 per Bitcoin. And this is the power of dollar cost averaging. Shout out to, and I have to Torres over there. It's your first time here. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Whales don't need to learn how to do anything, Alpha Junkie. Yes, there is news. There is news. There's XRP news, so stick around and hold on. But moral of the story is buying the dip and dollar cost averaging is a really great way to get exposure to the crypto markets. And if you're buying the dip in projects that continue to do well, you will do well. Like there's quite a few people that bought the dip with XRP, dollar cost average with like XRP and with Ethereum and with Bitcoin and some of the other ones that have done incredibly well. And you can dollar cost average yourself, or you can use a financial advisor, somebody like Dame. I've got their link down below. And the reason why I push Dame to you guys so heavily is because they can give financial advice and they will essentially kind of help you with your portfolios. And that's exactly what quite a few people need, in my personal opinion. Sometimes trading and investing is hard. So I always like to give you guys that option. You can either do it yourself or you can have someone like Dame help you with it. Now let's get into the Ripple news. So Gemini went ahead and dropped their card. So it's a Gemini credit card, XRP edition. RLUSD, which is the stablecoin that runs on XRP and Ethereum, is now supported for US spot trading. Simplified trading, no extra conversion fees, fast, simple to crypto and stable value. Special edition designed for XRP community. No, they're not paying me to say this. I wish they did. But basically, over here, it's going to tell you all the different things. And this is a very smart move on Gemini's marketing end is to have this XRP credit card, just because XRP is the second most popular crypto in the world outside of Bitcoin. So this card allows you get to pay with money, earn extra rewards back on your purchases. And I love how the little marketing did XRP. So 4% XRP on gas, charging and rideshare, 3% on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on everything else. So it's available. It's available today, limited edition, US only. I don't know all the other statistics about it, but I think this is pretty cool. Me personally, I like my Costco credit card because I get lots of rewards on that, but I wouldn't be opposed to having one of these credit cards where I get passive rewards in crypto. That's just me. Now, our next story. This is going to be from Digital Investor, and this is about Charles H. talking about Brad. So let's go ahead and listen to what's going on, because these are always good. And one of the things I like about Charles, he live streams often. He's very supportive of the community. He was at Rare Evo. It was really, really awesome to see. And Charles understands the importance of interoperability and working with other projects, and that's why I think Cardano will continue to do well.
And it was a great round table. Sergey Nazarov was there, Anatoly from Solana. We got Ilya from Near and Brad from XRP. Some nice people, man. And it was good to see some old friends, some new friends, and make some deals here and there. Everything's coming along. Midnight's coming along really well. Cardano's coming along really well. We're pushing forward. Redemption is looking strong, over 70,000, give or take, about 1.6 billion worth of tokens so far redeemed. And we just keep pushing.
So Charles is referencing to the midnight airdrop. If you're not familiar with that, if you hold like, I think it's XRP, BAT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Avalanche, BNB, and a couple other ones, you'll have to fact check me. You can go ahead and get the airdrop for that, which is amazing. So, and that's why I talk about Cardano, understanding the importance of interoperability, because if you're not able to actively work with different crypto projects, and partner with them, you're not going to do well. There's too much segregation in the industry. So this is why I think one of the sole reasons why I mean, ADA's and Cardano's got great tech. It's a great layer one. It's great competition against Ethereum. But at the end of the day, I think Charles understands the broader picture, which I love. Also in this video, he announced that the Lace wallet will soon support XRP. Anything you do on Cardano in a decentralized aspect, you're going to want to use Lace for the most part. So it's a pretty great wallet. Pretty easy to use, very similar to Phantom and to MetaMask.
Pushing for it. 60 days plus the scavenger hunt plus remorseful redemption pool. It's a really nice layered way of distributing a token and getting a lot of other ecosystems involved. In fact, I had a great conversation with Brad about XRP, and it'd be a lot of fun to do something there. So Lace is going to support XRP before the end of the year. I'd love to do a joint event with some of the people on that side of the aisle and see if we can get John Deaton there, a few others. But overall, kind of pushing forward. And it's a broad ecosystem, 8 ecosystems, 7 blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and XRP and Avalanche and BNB. Go down the list. It's a lot of good people. And it's going to be one of the largest, if not the largest, airdrops of all time. So I had lunch today with JJ, and I said, we need a dedicated NEAR team, a dedicated XRP team. We need a dedicated team for Brave of people that are account managers that do nothing but talk.
And I absolutely love that. And thank you so much for that little tip. But I absolutely love that they mentioned Brave here, and that Charles understands the importance of privacy, and he understands the importance of what Brave is doing. Brave is a privacy browser. They are one of the partners of the channel. We basically just kind of shill each other. But if you're not using Brave browser, you really, really, really should look into it. They are outstanding. Great team over there. And privacy does matter, because as things continue to push forward in crypto and we get more mainstream, a lot of privacy is going to go away. But it is what it is. It's par for the core. So it was a great little clip by Mr. Charles talking about, Brave and XRP and Cardano and the future of it, and Midnight. Midnight is like the little side chain that they do. So we love to see that. We love to see interoperability. We love to see team players. Now, this over here. So this comes from, this is a clip from Mr. Banter and Mr. Arthur Hayes. But basically Arthur Hayes is talking about Ethereum hitting 20,000 this cycle. 20,000 this cycle, which I love. I hope Brave is a browser. It's a privacy browser. If you go to my website, CryptoWendyO.com, it'll be there. It's linked at the top of all my profiles. But I've got a QR code for it, and it's free to use. They offer AI, that they've got VPNs, and it's on your stuff, and you get privacy out of it. And anytime you search or do stuff, you earn their native token BAT. But anyways, so Mr. Arthur Hayes is predicting $20,000 Ethereum this cycle. I hope he's right, because you guys know that I'm an Ethereum bag holder, and we absolutely love Ethereum because I want to make some money with it. So fingers crossed we see $20,000 Ethereum. I'm going to start scaling out at 10,000 just to be safe. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Now, let's talk about Bitmine. Bitmine Immersion reigns as the #1 Ethereum treasury in the world, the second largest crypto treasury globally, and the 20th most liquid U.S. stock, trading at $2.8 billion per day on average, which is great. And again, a lot of these crypto treasury companies, they're absolutely wonderful, and they will, if they're run properly, they're going to do well. And the great thing about Ethereum is you can actually earn passive rewards on that because it's staking. But anyways, I think that that's super cool. But their goal is to acquire 5% of the total supply, which is interesting because we've got SharpLink and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be a race to acquire Ethereum. But there was a little bit of negative news over here, and I'm actually glad. I know these stories are really boring about the Ethereum inflows and outflows and what type of stuff with the spot ETF. Shout out to Gamer. But one of the things, the reason why we like to talk about inflows and outflows is because profit taking is important. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about profit taking enough. But Ethereum ETFs post first weekly outflows after 3 months. So basically in this story over here, last week, Ethereum ETFs recorded 36 million in net outflows. This ended a 3-month inflow streak. What does this mean? Why are we talking about it? We're talking about this because the big traders, traditional finance, the people that are investing in the ETFs, they're realizing gains. They are taking profit. And that's something that we don't talk enough about in the crypto industry. It's like there's a lot of shell shaming that's happening. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I am very, very, very much pro profit taking. Aw, thank you so much, Mr. Gamer. absolutely love it. Yeah. Our kids have play dates. That's what the kind of stuff we do. We do play dates and stuff like that. But moral of the story is that if you're not realizing gains, you're not doing it correctly. I'm not talking about like selling at the bottom. I'm not talking about, panic selling, doing that stuff. I'm talking about setting clear targets for yourself where you do want to take profit, where you have goals, hopes, and dreams, because realizing profit is important. That's the whole reason why we invest. Is for that reason. So that's just my opinion. But the smart money is taking profit on Ethereum, and it makes sense because we hit all-time high. We're getting close to it last week. So why wouldn't they? Some big news for Avalanche. Grayscale seeks SEC approval for spot Avalanche ETF under AVAX ticker. It is a step in the Grayscale's expanding suite of crypto investment products following XRP and Doge filings earlier this year. So this is good. This is another, I believe it's another Made in America project, and this is just showing the institutional interest for quality crypto projects, ones that have valid utilities. And Avalanche has a really great gaming ecosystem as well. And I do hold Avalanche. Another thing I want to say about the XRP ETFs is that the SEC, I have a video for you guys. Heck yeah, shout out to Judy. I love it. I'm here to learn and be my own sugar daddy. I play Roblox too with my kids. Why not? It's fun, right? You got to have some fun with the babies. But back to the XRP spot ETFs. It's anticipated, and I did a live stream for you guys on Saturday, kind of giving you guys all the details of what happened. But a quick recap of that is that the SEC acknowledged, I believe, 8 or 9 all of the spot ETFs. So basically, what that means is the SEC went back to the issuers, like, hey, this is what you need to do, and a lot of the ETF analysts and experts are calling for the XRP spot ETFs to be approved like mid-October, which is going to be Q4 of 2025. So yes, there is manipulation that happens in finance in general, Web 2 and Web 3, but at the end of the day, it's important to follow the money and to make educated decisions on your own based on your hopes, goals, and dreams. So that's why I want you guys to do that. I want you guys to do that, and that's why this channel is so important, because we force you guys to do that. So fingers crossed we get that approved, because once we get all the crypto spot ETFs approved, we're going to see a lot of capital come into the market. I mean, it took Ethereum a long time to really kind of move upward in price, but realistically, we did. Possibly because a big thing was because of the Ethereum spot ETFs. And then we're probably going to get the staking ones coming soon, all kinds of stuff. But back to Made in America. So this is from Mr. Eric B. He's an ETF analyst from Bloomberg. He says, Canary American-made crypto ETF. It's a spot product that will hold only coins invented in the U.S., majority are mined in the U.S., or have majority operations in the U.S. As we predicted, thanks to category success, get ready for ETFs to try every combo imaginable. Again, all of these different ETFs, it's going to have money flow in to the market. But basically, it's going to track the Made in America blockchain index. It wants to generate staking rewards, which are going to be kind of similar to dividends. And it focuses on U.S. created or operated tokens and blockchain projects. Will trade under the ticker MRCA on the CBOE BZX exchange. So I need a little bit more information. I'm not exactly sure which cryptos are in there, but CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap has a tab Made in America. And I imagine stuff like Litecoin and HBAR and Solana and Avalanche and those types of projects will be included there. Now, back to ETFs. And we like the Litecoin people. They're fun over there. But Mr. James, he said, and this is about BitB, the era of in-kind create, redeem for Bitcoin and crypto ETFs is here. The reason why this is so important when we're talking about in-kind creation is because you can actually use, you'll be able to utilize your crypto to invest and then get that stuff back. So if it's all Bitcoin, you're going to get that back. If it's XRP, you're going to get that back. And this is an important part of essentially integrating traditional finance with crypto. And I know that's not what all of us want, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And it also makes trading more affordable and efficient for investors. Now we got to talk about Chainlink. We got some Chainlink and HBAR news to chat about. And Chainlink is one of those projects that I like. And I believe Made in America, a project I like a lot because it has oracles, and every single project in crypto needs to utilize oracles for work, and traditional finance as well. So Chainlink put out this cute little post about economic product launches. The thread highlights Chainlink's key economic product launches and how they support growth, adoption, ecosystem. Payment abstractions allows users to pay with crypto or fiat, converting fees to Link automatically. A Chainlink reserve, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's an on-chain Link reserve funded by revenue built using payment abstraction. Chainlink rewards, community program rewarding active Chainlink participants, which is great. And again, a lot of different projects, they do have capabilities where you can earn by participating in bug bounties or different things. And this is a great example of what Chainlink is doing. smart value recapture used by Aave, which is one of the leading DeFi protocols, to recover value from liquidations, processing over 25 million liquidations and over 800,000 MEV recaptured. So that's pretty cool. I like Chainlink a lot, and I do hold. I know Baby Yoda's somewhere, but we got Lisa, Lisa, from Dog over there. We also have got some hamburgers and some French fries because I can only eat those on the weekend. It's probably why I'm all swollen. And we got Gizmo over there because I act like Gizmo sometimes. That was one of my favorite childhood movies as well. All right, next story about Chainlink. Chainlink announced a strategic partnership with SBI Group, one of Japan's largest financial conglomerates with USD equivalent of over 200 billion in total assets. And I want to say Ripple XRP announced a partnership with them last week, but I forgot. I don't have the information in front of me. But anyways, Chainlink is going to bring crypto tools to Japan and Asia Pacific, and they want to boost adoption in both regions. SBI is a Japanese financial service conglomerate with major investments, banking, securities, asset management, fintech, manages over 2 billion assets. They also focus on tokenized assets, stablecoin reserve verification, and forex settlement. And Chainlink helps with that. Chainlink tech is being used. The initial rollout will target Japan, and they do want to expand globally. And this is going to be SBI's fourth recent crypto partnership. Yep, I was correct. Circle, Ripple, Startail is also involved. Now let's talk a little bit about some BNB. Also, there's a really cool conference going on in Asia. I'm not there, though. CZ posted this. China Renaissance, a Hong Kong public company, is buying $100 million worth of BNB. BNB also broke all-time high recently, and I do hold that, too. In addition to buying BNB, many other long-term strategic partnerships involved, which is really cool. And I like how CZ is still really, really involved in stuff, and he's got the Yizzy Labs. Really cool stuff. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Solana. So Sharps Technology announces over 400 million private placement seeking to establish the largest Solana digital asset treasury, which is good. This is great news for Solana, and I hold Solana too. All right, so a private placement is the sale of securities directly to a small group of investors rather than through public offering. Again, got the whole accredited investor thing, which is a little bit predatory and the opposite of what crypto is. Whatever, we can still buy crypto on our own if we want to. The ticker is STSS for Sharps Technology. A 50 million Solana purchase agreement was signed with Solana Foundation at a 15% discount, which again, accredited investors get the benefit, the discounts, all kinds of stuff. And this is why I'm so adamantly pushing for the Accredited Investor Act to be removed because it makes no sense. Really, really makes no sense. The funds will be used to acquire Solana, build treasury options, and support corporate needs. Cool for them. In the meantime, Binance went ahead and did a shout out. Binance Academy, they did a shout out on what makes Hedera HBAR special, what makes it unique beyond blockchain norms. It uses a hash graph consensus, gossip about gossip, plus virtual voting for speed, low cost, and ABFT security. And this is part of Binance Academy and their blog and whatnot. And one of the things I like about Binance Academy and their blogs is that they give you clear explanations of things for free to where you can spend more time educating other things and expanding your mind, researching on your own, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. But basically, this article just kind of discusses Hedera's hash graph tech, core services, governance model, ecosystem tools, and the role of HBAR empowering the network, which is really cool. And HBAR did some pretty cool stuff. Apparently, as far as volume goes, the volume just exceeded 486 million. This was on the 22nd, which is good. I know it's down a little bit because the market's not doing great, but that was wonderful. Also, apparently, the U.S. took a 10% stake in Intel. I don't like this. I think it's really bad. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the government buying such a large stake in Intel, but government's gonna do what government's gonna do. Also, Trump came out and said that he paid zero for the U.S. government's 10% stake in Intel, and he will make deals like that for the U.S. I don't really care how much was paid for it. Well, I do, because I don't want our taxpayer dollars to be used in any of this, even for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. But it's just when the government owns a large share of a company, and 10%, in my opinion, is a large share, then I feel like things can get manipulated a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. But what do I know? I'm just an idiot on the internet, right, guys? So I don't know. Also, when we're talking about BlackRock, per token terminal, BlackRock leads tokenized funds with its 2.4 billion BUIDL fund. Pretty good stuff over there. Again, RWAs over here when we talk about tokenization. Some other small little news is the IRS crypto boss, Trish Turner, resigns just 3 months into the role. Apparently she's moving to the private sector, probably because it's a lot of less drama. I would imagine so. Kind of crazy business, but I mean, good for her, I guess. I don't know. Also too, Brian Armstrong shilled a ticker yesterday, and I don't like it. It's in bad taste. I'm going to make a second media piece about this, just because I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's got a lot of problems to me, because Coinbase wants to tokenize everything, and we don't need to tokenize everything. We don't need tokens for everything. I myself have never launched a fund, or not a fund, but a token, a meme coin, or anything like that, because I just don't see where the value fits in. But again, I guess I'm just not super hip and cool. But I don't know. And I think that token creation and NFTs really should be reserved for artists and real creators, people that want to create their own economy, that have the resources for liquidity and for and market making and those types of things, because it's just not going to end well. There's going to be a lot of rugs with it, and there's not really clear expectations. So I'm not really feeling it. But anyways, you guys, I got a second media piece coming out for you at 2 p.m. PT. It'll probably be about Ripple XRP to kind of wrap everything up that's kind of happened in the last couple days. And then of course at 6 p.m. PT, I post a YouTube short with the wrap up of all the news that happened. So if you guys, the streams are too long for you, you can watch that and get it all situated. But I got kid pickup today. I got a doctor's appointment for my lupus with the rheumatologist. Let's see what they say. It's at Kaiser, and they're a hot mess over there. And then I got a couple other things I got to do. Hey, just hang out with my baby and make sure she felt special and had a good day at school and all kinds of stuff. But thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I will catch up with you guys soon. Sending everyone love and light. Bye-bye. Bye, babies.